Welcome to The Note, I'm Mica. If you thought Mario's nipples were a subject of wacky internet concern, just wait until you hear the latest Nintendo character appendage that gamers have been obsessed with. Yeah, it's the size of Luigi's package. Normal. Following the release of a promotional image for Mario Tennis Aces, Twitter and Tumblr paid special attention to Luigi's anatomical bulge with a full-on debate about the approximate size hitting Tumblr, because fucking of course it did. So now we've seen the internet reacting to Mario's nipples, Toad's head being an actual mushroom, and now the size of Luigi's tennis racket. So, how are you gonna blow our minds next, Nintendo? It's gonna have to do with Bowser, isn't it? And I don't wanna know, just keep it to yourself. But in actual game-related Nintendo news, the company has also announced, in addition to Luigi's dong, that they'll be showing off their upcoming slate of indie titles for the Switch in a special presentation next week. The Nindies Showcase will go down on Tuesday, March 20th, and should give you an idea of what indie titles you'll be able to play on the Switch throughout the year. Considering how big the indie scene has been on the Switch, it's sure to have a lot of interesting titles to keep you entertained in between all that time you'll be spending on the company's first-party games this year. Last year, the company apparently announced 17 titles during this presentation, so hopefully this year will be just as eventful. We are entering that time of the year where everybody is going to start teasing some big announcements ahead of E3, and one of the latest to add to the mix is praise Arkane Studios. In a new photo on Twitter this week, the company wished everyone a happy Prey Day. Curiously, the photo teased the date of June 10th in several places, and it's surely not a coincidence that June 10th also happens to be the date of Bethesda's E3 showcase. Naturally, fans are speculating that this could mean some type of announcement or DLC regarding their sci-fi horror game. This isn't the first time they've teased some kind of expansion. A couple of weeks ago, they also teased the idea of going to the moon, so we'll just have to wait and see what they have in store. The Sonic team was on hand at South by Southwest this week to give some updates on the Sonic franchise, and, as expected, they came with an announcement or two. The team from Sonic unveiled Sonic Mania Plus, a new version of Sonic Mania with even more content than the first release, including new playable characters, enhanced stages, and even a physical release. The two new characters are Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel. They're also adding Encore Mode, which is what they call a new way to experience the game with visual changes, plus new ways to explore each act. Plus, the competition mode from Sonic Mania will now be updated to include support for 4 players at the same time instead of just 2. And, best of all, Sonic Mania Plus will be available for just $29.99. Previous purchasers will still be able to get new content through a digital update. It won't be free, but they said they'll talk about the pricing of that update at a later time. They also announced Sonic Schoolhouse 2 for $20.50. What? Which means that, yeah, you'll be playing that before the Final Fantasy VII Remake, unfortunately. Sonic Mania Plus and all its new content will be out this summer. It looks like one of the most anticipated games of the year will, unfortunately, have microtransactions. Ubisoft says that Far Cry 5 will have microtransactions in both its single-player and multiplayer mode, although the extent to which they'll be implemented isn't quite clear yet. Executive producer Dan Hay told GameSpot that you'll be able to speed up your progress in the game by spending money, saying, "We've set the game up to be generous. We've set the game up so nothing is locked away. You can go out and explore and the game will reward you for your exploration." Again, we are not 100% clear on how Far Cry 5's microtransactions would work, but it could be something like time saver packs in Assassin's Creed Origins, which are basically loot boxes that contain currency or in-game items. And you can purchase them with real money or by playing the game. So it's possible that Far Cry 5 could incorporate those, although GameSpot noted that its microtransactions items will be cosmetic only. But either way, the game releases for PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One on March 27th. Guess what, everybody? Activision is probably bringing more popular remasters our way from the Call of Duty series, this time in the form of Modern Warfare 2. A Modern Warfare 2 remaster listing has been spotted on Amazon for both PS4 and Xbox One, and rather interestingly, it's priced at around $25 and scheduled for April 30th. As always with retail listings, this could be just a placeholder, dates and prices, but it's interesting that the game seems to be showing up on its own rather than as a package deal with another Call of Duty game. If true, maybe it means Activision learned their lesson last time. Hopefully. A pro Starcraft player has been arrested in South Korea after a huge match-fixing scandal. Police say they've arrested an online sports betting operator as well as a 24-year-old Starcraft player after the two conspired to rig a match at the 2017 G-Star Starcraft tournament in Busan last November. The Starcraft player, who was not named in reports, intentionally lost a match after receiving the equivalent of more than $4,000 US in a deal with the operator, who police say runs multiple illegal sports gambling sites. The two also attempted some similar match fixing at the ASL 5 tournament, which started last month. And this isn't the first time people have been busted over match fixing. There was a huge scandal over similar issues in 2016 that involved Starcraft 2, but it still is a very sad situation. We've got a new trailer out for Infinity War, and if you were excited about the movie before, this is only gonna make it so much worse. The trailer kicks off with Thanos making a dramatic arrival to Earth, while Gamora, who you might remember is his daughter, explaining to Tony Stark what his ultimate plan is. Basically destroy half the universe, but like, come on dude, not the whole universe, only half? We also see Captain America arriving in Wakanda to meet up with Black Panther, as well as Rhodey, who apparently can walk again because he's back in his Iron Patriot gear. Oh, and there's scenes of Thanos attacking both Captain America and Thor, but we also get a quick look at the Black Order, who are Thanos' team of supervillains and also his children. Elsewhere in the trailer, Star-Lord tells Iron Man that his plan, whatever that is, sucks, and we get a funny first meeting between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. It's all very, very cool, needless to say, and we won't have long to wait. The movie hits theaters on April 27th. Tickets are on sale now. I bought mine. We've reported that Amazon is planning to bring a Lord of the Rings series to its Prime streaming service, and while apparently they're really busting open the piggy bank to make that happen, Reuters reports that while the company offered $250 million for just the rights to the series, production and marketing could raise costs to $500 million or more for 2 seasons, which is even more nuts considering that the original trilogy only cost $281 million to make. The entire trilogy. The planned series from the Amazon would take place before the events of Lord of the Rings movies, which is about all we know at this point. Sounds like it could be cool, and definitely seems like Amazon has a lot riding on this. Alright, after all that cool good news, a little bit of bad news, guys. Apparently, a giant asteroid could crash into the Earth. And no, this isn't the plot to a 90s disaster movie, but you know what? The good news is that most of us will be dead before that happens. The asteroid in question is known as Bennu, and it's the size of the Empire State Building, and if it strikes us, it would be really fucking bad. The impact would unleash 1,200 megatons of energy, which is 80,000 times the energy of the Hiroshima bomb. So that's the bad part, but the good news is that the impact wouldn't happen until the year 2135. Oh, and there's also like a 1 in 2,700 chance of it even striking the Earth, but still, if it happens, once again, very, very bad news. NASA has been working with scientists on an emergency response craft that could potentially deflect asteroids away, but in this case, they said that it would be inadequate. Physicist Kristen Howley said, the probability of a Bennu impact may be 1 in 2,700 today, but that will almost certainly change for better or worse as we gather more data about its orbit. So, yikes, to say the least. Well, that's all we have for you today. Remember to comment on any of your favorite news stories in the comments below, and for more news from every corner of the internet, including the one that's going to be shattered by an asteroid, like this video. And if you're new around here, subscribe to The Know. Welcome to The Know, I'm Mica. If you thought Mario's nipples were a subject of wacky internet concern, just wait until you hear the latest Nintendo character appendage that garners have been, garners, gamers, I'm tired. But in actual, game-related news, the game releases, I'm gonna do that one again.